So this video is on LCM, which means least common multiple. Least, think little. Common, think mismo in Spanish. And multiple is the same as multiple in Spanish. Now, when we did our GCF, which I have the paper over here, when we did GCF, we made a T-chart like this. When we do LCM, we make a different kind of chart. Make sure you can see it. I'll just go all the way across. And it's kind of like a T-chart, but it's going to look like that. And what we're going to do is we're going to be given two numbers, and we got to find the least common multiple. So let's just say we have the number 12 and 16. So multiple, I want you to automatically think multiplication chart. Multiplication chart. So really what I can do, see if you can see this. I could just go to my 12s right here and write these numbers across. I could absolutely do that. And then I also have my 16. Is it 16? Yeah, I have my 16 down here. So I have no idea what I've gotten myself into with these two numbers, but I am going to go ahead and start counting by 12s. I already have my times 1. What I like to do is little boxes. You do not have to do this, but it does help me. So if I'm counting by 12s, I'm going to 12, 24, 36, 48. I'm going to stop there. Then I'm going to go to my 16. I'm going to write 16 times 1 is 16. 16 times 2, if you don't know, is 32. I have no matches yet. 16 times 3 is 48. And I had done 12 times 4 and got 48. So, did I list my multiples? Yes. Now I have to find the one in common. I stopped right here. They're in common. I need to go back and check to make sure there's nothing smaller than 48 that they have in common. I've done that. So for these two numbers, my LCM is 48. We can try a few others. Let's do 14 and 18. I don't know. Who knows? So 14, we got it times 1. 14 times 2 times 3 times 4. All right. I don't know my 14s by heart, so I'm going to go over to my chart, and I'm just going to write those in. 28, 42, and 56. All right. Go to my 18. 18 times 2 is 36. Then I have 54. And then I have 72. Okay. I have to keep going. 5. 16 times 5 is 80. All right. It's hard for me to keep going back and forth on this. And I want you to see what I'm writing. So let's see if I can make this work just a little bit. Sorry, friends. So I have 14 and 18. So I have 14. I have 14, 28, 42, 56. Oh, that should have been a 70. Then an 84. Oh, it's a times 6. Times 7 would be a 98. Let's see what we got for our 18. 18, 36, 54, 90, 108, and 120. Sorry, 126. This is not looking so good for me. 8. 14 times 8 is 112. 14 times 9 is 126. Woo! I got a match. Sorry, this did not look good. So that's what I got so far. I'm going to redo it just one more time so you guys can see exactly what I did. 14 times 1 is 14. 18 times 1 is 18. Times 2. 14 times 2 is 28. And a 36. I have no matches. I have to have a match in the top row and the bottom. Times 3. That's 42, and that's 54. No matches. Times 4. I have a 56 and a 72. No matches. Got to keep going. 70 and a 90. Still no matches. 84 and 108. All right, at this point, I'm starting to get a little worried. So I'm going to do a times 7, and I get a 126. And right now, what my brain is noticing is that there is a big gap between these two numbers. So I don't need to keep going with 18. I'm going to keep going with 14 to see if I can find a match. 14 times 8 is 112. It's still smaller. I'm going to go one more time. And here I do get that answer of 126. So in this case, when we do 14 and 18, our LCM is going to be 126. Yeah, it's not always that hard because if you remember, sometimes it only takes a few multiples to get there. It's almost like I wish I could just have these multiplication lines and like just the little one strip at a time. So I could just put 18 up next to 14 and look through until I find their matches, which is pretty much what I'm doing here. I just wish I didn't have to write it because, 2020, right? So LCM takes a little more thought. If you don't have a multiplication chart that goes past 20, you're going to have to do those on your calculator or in your brain. And I will continue to help you through Google Classroom and Hangouts.